On the distant planet of Zyphora, the royal family was revered for their beauty, intellect, and strength. Among them was Princess Lyra, the youngest of the Zyphoran royals. Unlike her siblings, Lyra had been born with a physical disability, a slight limp in her leg and a faint tremor in her hand. In a society where perfection was celebrated above all else, Lyra quickly became the subject of whispers and pity. Suitors from across the galaxy came to Zyphora, each seeking to bond with a royal. But when they met Lyra, they politely declined. Her disability made them uncomfortable. They feared she would slow them down, or that she wouldn't meet the expectations of a perfect royal mate. Over time, the palace halls that once echoed with suitors' voices grew silent. Lyra often wandered the royal gardens alone, staring at the stars and wondering if she would ever find someone who saw her for who she truly was. Then, one day, a human named Kale arrived on Zyphora. Unlike the others, Kale was not a diplomat, a wealthy merchant, or a prince from another star system. He was an explorer, curious, open-minded, and entirely unbothered by societal expectations. He had heard of Princess Lyra and, intrigued by her intelligence and courage, requested an audience. Lyra was skeptical. She had been disappointed too many times before to hope. But there was something about Kale. His eyes held a quiet kindness, and his presence carried no trace of judgment. "Princess Lyra," Kale said gently, bowing as he approached her in the palace gardens, "I have heard much about you. I wish to know you, not for your title, but for yourself." Lyra blinked. Few people ever addressed her this way. Most either ignored her or treated her as fragile. "Why would you want to know me?" she asked cautiously. "Because I see you," Kale replied simply. "Not your title, not your disability, just you. And I find that remarkable." The princess felt warmth spread through her chest, a feeling she had long forgotten. Over the following weeks, Kale remained by her side, learning Zyphoran history, wandering the markets, and exploring the forest beyond the palace. He never flinched at her limp, never hesitated when she reached for his hand, never treated her tremor as a flaw. Other aliens watched in disbelief. "Why does a human want her?" they whispered. "He could choose perfection anywhere else." But Kale ignored their gossip. His attention was solely on Lyra, and gradually she began to let herself hope. One evening, under the twin moons of Zyphora, Kale turned to her with a seriousness she had never seen before. "Lyra, I need to ask you something." Her heart pounded. "What is it?" "Will you mate with me?" Kale asked, his voice calm but unwavering. The words were simple, yet they carried a depth that pierced through years of loneliness. Lyra's eyes welled with tears. She had expected pity, sympathy, maybe even a polite refusal, but not this. Not a human who could see her, truly see her, and desire her wholly. I don't know what to say," she whispered. "Say yes," Kale said with a soft smile. "Or say no. But know this, I choose you, Lyra, all of you." For the first time in her life, Lyra felt free of shame and doubt. She looked at him, really looked, and saw someone who accepted every part of her, the parts others found imperfect. "Yes," she said, her voice trembling with both joy and disbelief. The court watched as the bond between Lyra and Kale grew. Their love was unlike anything Zyphora had seen. Lyra's disability did not hinder her. In fact, Kale often marveled at how she adapted, how she faced life with courage that many perfect aliens lacked. Their union became a symbol that love was not about perfection, but about connection, understanding, and mutual respect. Lyra's parents, initially hesitant, eventually saw the happiness in their daughter's eyes and realized that Kale had given her something no wealth or title ever could, unconditional acceptance. Years later, when the story of the disabled princess who found love with a human was told across galaxies, many were inspired. Lyra's courage, and Kale's willingness to see beyond societal norms, proved that the heart's vision is far clearer than the eyes. Princess Lyra, once shunned for her differences, became a beacon of hope, and Kale, the human who dared to ask, "Will you mate with me?" became the companion who showed the universe that true love requires neither perfection nor conformity, only openness, respect, and the courage to see someone as they truly are.